Our journey today begins just outside of San Jose and will take us up the tallest mountain in the Bay Area. We'll ride through low morning clouds, pass by the towering trees, and reach an active observatory constructed in the 1800s. It's a big morning in the saddle, but what better way to spend it than completing the biggest climb yet? Join me in this adventure up Mount Hamilton. This is the Bay Area, encompassing the cities of San Francisco, Oakland, and San Jose, to name a few. Unknown to many, there is a surprisingly good amount of climbing here. It's a cyclist playground with hills and mountains stretching in and around the dense urban metropolis. According to the PJAM cycling website, there are 151 documented climbs in the entire Bay Area, and I aim to tackle all of them, one by one, and at the end of the day, take you through what it's like and rank them based on difficulty and how beautiful. Alrighty, it's climb 18 in the series, and it's Mount Hamilton time. This is one of the big four in the Bay Area. This one's in the South Bay near San Jose. The critical part is the length. You can just see there it's over 18 miles of climbing. It's a long way. You really have to pace yourself and make sure you've got some in the tank for the last part. The average gradient is only 4.8%, so it never gets extremely steep, but it's that length that really matters. And at that height at 4,275 feet, it makes it the biggest climb in the Bay Area. Let's get into it. Now I like to break this climb into thirds, and for the first third I hung onto my friend's wheel for as long as possible, but unfortunately I don't have the strength to keep up with him just yet. We ascended quickly from sea level in the city up to the first ridge. There was a band of low-lying clouds that hid the mountain's top, but created a real atmosphere to ride through. It was almost magical. I paused my music to take in the surreal sights and sounds of this early morning. There was a dreamlike feeling riding up through the clouds with the sun's beams scattering through. Good signs for what was to come.
Alright, the climbing and the test of this mountain really starts here. It's the back half of Hamilton, the latter half, and it's a scorcher. It's full climbing for a full hour, 10 miles to go. Let's get into it. Now, spring is in full swing now, and it is luscious and green all around here. Everything has sprung, and it's just a gorgeous morning up amongst the rolling green hillsides. These trees, look at them.
Now our destination today atop Mount Hamilton is the Lick Observatory, and this is the first permanently occupied mountaintop observatory in the world. It was constructed in 1887, and the road we're on today is the same road they built to bring all the materials up the mountain. In the final 7 miles, the road takes 367 complete turns, and this was in an effort to ensure that the grade never exceeded 7% for the original wagons, and I thank those engineers to this day.
Alrighty, total ascent so far, 2,400 feet, really working it through, pushing the legs, probably another 7 or 8 miles to go. Just keep on going. You know, you go on long climbs like this where you're going to be in the saddle going uphill for around 2 hours, and there are moments throughout that span of time where creeps of doubt seep into the mind, and you think, could just stop, could just turn around, could take the nice downhill home. And it's just working with that, letting it come in and then letting it flow out, and keep on plodding up. Keep on going. Take a look at the fog here that we passed through earlier, just settling into the hills. Now, while Mount Hamilton doesn't have the turnouts like Diablo or Kings Mountain, the road pavement is gorgeous and smooth. I've done it recently, and it makes for a very smooth second half of ride. We're at a portion of downhill before the last big climb section. Yippee! And just like that, you lose a whole bunch of elevation gained. Back to the climb we go. And I'm doing this on a Saturday morning. It's about 8:30 and very few cars coming up or down. The first section, out of town, out of San Jose, a bit busier. But once you pass the ranch and the cow fire, it's just quiet. So I don't feel too disturbed by vehicle traffic, which is nice. Now this final 4 to 5 miles is just switchback galore, back and forth as you wind your way up towards the observatory, and you get glimpses of that top all the way up, just luring you up. Now that road turn-off back there is the last turn-off before the top, and that is officially 5 miles. So, we're in the final stages of this climb. Let's keep pushing. Looking back towards the bay, San Jose is below those clouds. We are really above the cloud line now. Gorgeous. It almost looks like an ocean of clouds out there. You forget there's a whole big metropolitan area behind them. Alright, we've climbed 3,400 feet this morning. That's a serious climb already, and we're not even there. Keep on going up. Look at those views. Amazing, unobstructed, all the way to Santa Cruz Mountains. Alrighty, that's 2 hours of riding from our start point. Most of that climbing. This is a real long one. It just is lengthy and it keeps on going. But if you can find a rhythm, it's quite magical. Alrighty, really working it now. 2.5 miles to go. Putting in the effort. I can see the observatory, but still a ways to wait. Up there, the observatory looms over you for the final 3 switchbacks. Come on in. Alright, there's the peak ahead of us. Just nearly there. A couple more turns and then the final climb. What a ride this morning. This is a real ripper. Nearly there.
And as you reach the top, the road takes you right around the base of the observatory in a big loop. It almost feels like a victory lap, celebrating the climb below. I often start to feel relieved here. The effort is nearly complete.
final ascent, you turn right through that gate, and then it's only a couple hundred yards to the top. The rewards are these views. Let's push it.
And you'll see there the two passing who I started the morning with already turning down to begin their descent. This last push-up provides amazing views out south towards Gilroy and the valley below, and you really start to get a sense of the elevation gained. And before you know it, it's the final turn and we've reached the peak at the Lick Observatory.
Hey Tom.
Hey guys, whoi!
Hey buddy.
Made it.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
Oh, look at
There's
that.
Mount Diablo right there. And reality is,
Okay, as we make our way down here, let's recap this mammoth ride. Mount Hamilton, number 18, where does it stack up? Well, it's the tallest and it is indeed the hardest mountain that we've done so far, so I'm putting it right up there, 9 out of 10 in comparison to the rest of the rides and the climbs that we've done in the Bay Area. This is a real ripper of a mountain. It's really tough and it's that length that makes it a really hard climb. You really have to pace yourself, you have to work it, you make sure you bring enough nutrition, and just make sure to save yourself for some of those switchbacks as you get near towards the end. You don't want to burn all your matches in that first third. There's 2 downhill portions and they give you a false sense of security, but really just conserve yourself for the last 7 to 8 miles. In terms of beauty, it's really beautiful. I mean, on a morning like this, when I've got bright sun, clear skies, and then you have the clouds below, it creates that surreal experience that I was talking about. And all the way up, you've got exposed views back out towards the bay and the hills and the mountains around. I can't complain. I'm putting it as a 9 out of 10. This is a real great ride. Highly recommend it as a goal ride for people. You gotta come up here at least once if you're ever on a bike. You gotta do it. Alrighty, that's it for this week. As always, I really appreciate all the support. Keep the suggestions coming. Comment below if you've done this climb. What did you think? How does it compare? I love to hear it. I love to see the community get around it. Like and subscribe. Thanks so much. Catch you next time. Bye.